Surprise video today. I felt like doing a tag video just so you guys can get to know me a little bit better. So today I'm going to be doing the first time tag. And I have my list of questions here, so let's get started. Oh, by the way, if you've watched my what's on my iPad mini and what's on my iPhone video, I had a pink one, now it's blue. My pink one was really dirty, so I got a new one. And now I have iOS 7 and oh, glare, look how cool it is. So let's get started. Okay, my first time tag questions. Do you still talk to your first love? I'm really gonna count the loves that matter, I guess, and I am still in love with my boyfriend. I am still with him. He's like my first real, like, serious love. So yeah, I talk to him every day. What was my first job? My first job, I was 18. I did a lot of competition cheerleading, and I was involved in a lot of things in high school, so I really didn't have a job because we had so many practices over the summer and things like that. So my first job, I decided not to do competition cheerleading my senior year of high school because I just wanted a break before I went to college. And I used to work at the Gap. And that was my first job, and I was really skinny. I was like 18, 17. And it was really close to my house, so it was just really nice. Got to see all the soccer moms come in and, you know, get their chinos on and all that good stuff. What was your first car? I'm actually still driving my first car. It was a present for my parents' junior. I got it junior prom. It was like a random junior prom day present. I don't know. Thanks, Mom and Dad. Anyway, and I'm still driving it, so I won't tell you what model it is, but it's still in pretty good shape. Besides a few dings here and there, and I love it. And if your parents get you a car and you grow up and, you know, you're living on your own and you're paying all your own bills and stuff like that, you will ride that car till the wheels fall off. And that's what I'm trying to do, and I don't want a car payment unless I need to. So, still have my first car. Who was the first person to text you today? I don't know. Let's see. I think it was my sister. We have like a group chat with me, my mom, my sister, and my dad. So, yeah, it was my sister. She was the first person to text me today. I'm usually the first person to text my family because, you know, they're just terrible at texting. Just kidding. Who was the first person you thought of this morning? Probably my boyfriend because he was here. Who was my first grade teacher? Oh my gosh. Okay, first grade, I was in Catholic school, first grade up in New Jersey, and my first grade teacher was that first grade? Mrs. DeMeglio, and I don't remember much about her. I just remember she had like the curly hair kind of mullet thing, you know, it was like early 90s, that kind of thing. And I just remember the nuns, and I remember the uniforms the most because I used to like my uniform really, really like low down. Like I wouldn't let my mom like tailor it or anything. I used to like wear it down to my shins. So that was me in first grade. Where did you go on your first ride on an airplane? My first ride on an airplane, I was born in California, so shortly after that we moved around a lot when I was growing up, but we moved to Georgia, and I think I was like 6 weeks old. So like my dad got a new job here, my mom took me and my sister, and we came on a plane from California to Georgia. So that was my first plane ride, I think. First one I can remember. I couldn't even tell you. I've been on a lot of airplanes. Who was your first best friend? Do you still talk? Like I said, I moved around a lot when I was younger. Partially because I'm a military brat. My dad's in the Marine. He was in the Marines for a while, and other reasons and stuff like that. Oh, what's this? Hey, my iPhone shipped. I'm really excited. I got the 5C. Sorry, tangent. I got the 5C because I needed a 32 gigabyte. You know, running YouTube and running my blog, my phone takes up a lot of space. And, you know, I have a 4S, by the way, if you didn't know. And the 5S for the 32 gig was like almost $400 when you factor in tax and upgrade fee, and I was just not having that. So I got the 5C. I got it in pink, and if I don't like it, then maybe I'll just bite the bullet and pay the extra money for the 5S. Anyway, back to my tag video. Your first best friend. Yes, I used to move around a lot, so I really didn't have best friends growing up, because by the time we settled in like one place, which is when we moved back to Atlanta and I went to high school here and everything, everybody had their cliques. You know, it was a small town, and people, you know, they grew up together, so they already had their friends, so I never really like fit in, so I never have like best friends until I went to college and met my BFFs, and I still talk to them every day, so there is that. Well, I guess my first best friend would probably be my sister. If you count family as best friends, my sister and my mom, they were my first best friends. Where was your first sleepover? This is harder as the older you get to actually sit down and remember these things. My first sleepover, I remember living in South Florida, and I remember my friend Caitlin in 2nd grade. She had a sleepover right before she moved away. So yeah, I had a lot of friends moving away. I was moving away, all this jazz. And I remember it was at her house, or maybe it was Jennifer. I don't know. It was in 2nd grade, and I remember being in Caitlin's house because she was moving, so there was nothing in there, and we all used to run around and like scream and play, and it was really fun. So, first sleepover. Who was the first person you talked to today? Doug, I think I answered that already. Whose wedding were you in the first time? One of my aunts, my dad's sisters, got married, and I was like a junior bridesmaid. But other than that, when my sister got married in 2008, I was her maid of honor. So that was my first like actual being in a wedding. So there's that. What was the first thing you did this morning? Hit the snooze button. The first concert I ever went to, I remember this vividly. It was Backstreet Boys in like 1998 or 1999, and I remember crying, and I was so excited because my mom took me there. I think the concert was right around my birthday. My birthday's in December, and I was just so excited to see them. I was like crying, and maybe it was 99 or 2000 because there was like the Millennium Tour. I remember that because they used to like, they were riding in on like spaceships, and they were like riding above me, and I was like, oh my god, BSB. So excited. First broken bone. I have never actually, people keep my phone, sorry. I've never actually broken a bone. However, in 7th or 8th grade, I think, I was doing the middle school team, and we were going to the state competition, and if you're familiar with cheerleading at all, you'll know what I'm talking about. If you don't, just an elbow to the nose got me. So we were doing a heel stretch double down, and I was the back spot because I was not flying anymore. I had some bad experiences with that, and she came down, you know how you're supposed to, you know, at least wrap your arms when you're double downing, came down with her elbow out, caught me across the nose. I don't know if you can tell, but I have a bump on my nose. It fractured a little bit. I had a whole bunch of stitches up and down here, and yeah, I guess that was kind of broken. I don't know, I've never broken like an arm or anything like that. My first piercing. My ears are the only thing I have pierced, and those have been pierced since I was an infant, so that's the only one I have. The first foreign country I've been to, I've mentioned this before, maybe not. My mother is from the Caribbean, so we went to go see my grandmother and my grandfather and cousins and aunts and all that other stuff down in St. Martin. And I was maybe a little over a year old the first time we went there, so that was my first foreign country I've been to. The first movie I remember seeing was Beauty and the Beast when it first came out. I remember my mom used to take us like all the time, and my whole family, except for my dad, because you know, my whole family's obsessed with Disney, and now my sister has kids, like her kids are obsessed with Disney, and I'm so excited for that. And I remember my mom used to take us, like even after it like left the main theater, we used to go to like the dollar movie because my sister and I just wanted to see the movie over and over and over and over. So Beauty and the Beast was the first one I remember. My first detention, that was in middle school, and I remember I got it for talking. Like I always got straight A's in high school, middle school, and college was another story we can get into later. But I remember I got it for talking, and I was like, detention. Like I felt like I get straight A's, I get good grades on everything. You should let me do what I want, which you probably shouldn't think like that, but that's how I was thinking. Like, at least I'm passing your class. I have an A. Let me be crazy, but no. So I was talking too much. So don't talk too much if you're still in school because you'll get detention and you'll be sad. My first roommate, well, you know, besides sharing a sister a couple times, sharing a room with my sister a couple times when we were growing up, my first roommate was in college, and her name was Alicia, and I love her. And we went to the same high school, so we went to the same college, and we didn't really know each other. And we're like, hey, why don't we be roommates? Why don't we be roommates? Yeah, what? Getting confused. Yeah, why weren't we roommates? We were together first year. It's awesome. And yeah, that was my first real roommate in our first little quad with, you know, community showers and all that jazz. And I did that for a year, and college was just really fun. So yeah. What were the first lessons you ever took? Probably swimming lessons. I know we did that when I was little, but the first ones I actually remember are ballet lessons. I used to dance before I decided I wanted to be cheerleader, so my parents have it on VHS because there was no DVD back then, girl, of my very first recital and my little rosebud tutu and everything like that. So the first lessons I remember were ballet. And the last question, who was the first person beauty related on YouTube you ever watched? I remember this vaguely, and this video was like from 2008 or 2009. It was Sparkage, and I watched how to put on false eyelashes. That's the first one I remember because I randomly saw it the other day, and I saw her. She had like the orange like hair, and she had like Iron Man makeup going on, and I was like, I remember watching this video, and I didn't know who she was at the time because I really wasn't into YouTube like that, but that was my first beauty related one. But when I started to really pick up on YouTube, I started watching what's her YouTube name? Denim Pixie, the natural hair guru on YouTube, and May. Her website is Natural Chica, but I think she's Nikki May or something like that on YouTube, and I just remember watching all of their videos over and over and over, like, oh my gosh, I wish I had natural hair. I wish I could do my hair like them. They're so awesome. It was just randomly cut off. But anyway, that was the last question, and I hope you enjoyed this tag video. It was fun sharing a little bit of myself with you. And until my next video on Tuesday, I will see you then. Bye!